Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're taking another look at another VFC slash Maruyama GBBR. It comes in this box. It says Maruyama on it. It's got some waves on it. I'm picking up, is that like a Japan theme? I presume it is. But we open up the box here. Very quickly, I'm going to take you through it. You've got a box with a magazine in. We pull out all the packaging. We've got a pistol, speed loader and adapter and some little information there, which we're probably not going to read. We can pull this out of the box. So very well packaged. I bought the APC9 and this gun from WGC. This ISO556, buying it in the UK was about £500, I think. I was looking on High Pressure Airsoft. So it was either £500 or from WGC, I think this was like £256. Obviously you have to put on your postage, which tends to be expensive. And of course, your import when it lands in the UK or your respective country. In this box, we have a version 3 mag. And we're just going to get rid of this because we don't care all too much about the packaging. But we do mention when it's nice. So another GBBR from Maruyama and VFC. You'll see it's very similar. We've got a very similar style lower. It's like a B&T style lower on this ISO556. Again, the reason I bought this was mainly because Myriad in the Discord was going on about it, saying it was very good. I'm not sure what that pin is sticking out there. What's that for? Is that for the stock? Surely not. So he said it was very good, and then I look at a couple of reviews and they're saying it's good. So it's a plastic lower receiver, plastic grip, plastic stock, and then complete metal upper and rail here. I do like the styling of it. It's, again, the reason why I went for this is because it's as close as we can get to an APC556, which is a B&T gun, as a GBBR at the moment. So you're going to see similarities on this to the SPC9. But if you want to be running your AR VFC mags, then this is probably the one you want to pick. So one thing I did notice out the box, because I always do a quick check, is the charging handles. Unless I pull both from both sides, the charging handles do bind up a bit on the receiver. And they don't, they've got nothing sort of latching onto them to bring it forward, but the bolt will bring it forward, of course. So we can lock it, unlike the other one. So we can lock it with our offhands. The bolt is very lethargic. It's plenty smooth. It's just, there's no, it's like a really weak recoil spring. So let's have a quick test of the trigger on this thing. Of course, it's probably going to be very good. So we're right on the wall. Got the brake, reset. It's very, very similar, if not identical, to the SPC. So we've got a M-lock rail at the front here, M-lock bottom, which I do like. So one thing I didn't like on the SPC is where they've put a rail on the bottom, because I like fitting tiger claws and stuff like that, which are a direct M-lock fitment. You'll see by the sticker, the hop-up is adjusted with this faux gas block here, which is very nice. It doesn't require any tools. I can do it on the fly. So very much some brownie points there for that one. If we take off the flash hider, we reveal a 14mm counterclockwise thread, which is got very, very nice machining on it, actually. Some of the best I've seen. Usually you find that these are very loose and they go together just because they're vaguely similar in tolerance. But you can see, usually I think that they have these little blocks for the sliding stocks, like the B&T style sliding stocks. But on this one, we've got a folding, more similar to like a scar. The only thing I can kind of refer it to. Now, this stock is a little bit awkward because it's not like you can just push that and push it in. You can rip it, so you can rip it straight out. I'm not sure whether it's meant to do that, but you have to press both latches to push it back in. It's just a little bit awkward. Now, we've got a rubber butt pad on the back here. We've got QD sling points, which is a massive, brownie points from me for that. Love the fact that they do that. Now, I did see a video where it might have been a 4UAD video actually, and he was saying that you could put your sling point in this side but not this side, so we'll have to check that out. Do I have my sling handy? Because that would be interesting to check to see if it's got the same issue. Maybe not. I'll have to have a look and test it when I can, but QD points on either side. He said he had trouble getting it in this one but not this one, so hopefully with that, if that is a problem, you can just switch them over. It's probably to do with the screw, because if you look at this side, the screw does intrude into the QD socket, so it would just be a case of just slimming that screw down, shortening it a little bit. So as well as being extendable, what you can also do is press this button on the side and raise the cheek rest up. So it's got 3 settings: high, middle and low. And as you extend the stock, if I can do this, it extends the cheek riser with it. So, and as we collapse this down, again, very difficult to do with one hand, we can do that, and then we just press the button and we can fold it back to the side. So we've got QD points there. We've got a QD point for your sling on the bottom at the back of the stock base. We've got QD sling on the left hand side, and obviously the hinge is going to get away on the right hand side. When we fold the stock, it does sort of latch into place. You have to pull it up and whack it back round. Now, I thought there was a couple of scratches there then. So very, very nice. The front rail is very tight, unlike the Laminar Defense GHM9s, which are renowned for being so loose, and they're very difficult to get tight, and then over time they just loosen again. So nice solid rail section on the front there. Hop adjustment's very nice. We can quickly try and take this apart by pushing out the front pin, pushing out, if I can get it out, the rear pin. Doesn't want to come out. So the rear pin is in there solid. Let's see if we can do that one first. Might just need a little bit of a shock. Yeah, it's just very, very tight. But I'd rather have it tight than insanely loose and the thing will rattle all over the place. So 2 pins. We can pull the lower off like that, very nice and easy. A nice massive latch to catch the bolt there. When we've pulled those apart, that is the capsulating spring for the front pin that's just fell out there. So you just need to keep an eye on that. Once we've done that, how do we take the stock out? Not entirely sure. Do we need a tool? I'm hoping not. I was hoping we just sort of slide it down. Maybe we... No, it feels very much in there. Surely it does look like there's a bunch of either grease or Loctite in there. Let me see if I can give it a tap. No, it does not want to come out there. So I'm not entirely sure how that system comes out. Got a lot of grease in the usual places. We've actually got a black hot rubber on here, not a blue one, which is the signature VFC one. So I'm a little bit confused because there's nothing else that I can see that's hot that should be holding that in place. It might just be very tightly in there, so I'm not going to force it. I'll have a quick look through the manual when I get a chance and strip that apart. So it's got like a satin finish, so greasy fingers are going to make a mark on here, but it's nothing that a microfiber cloth can't remove. So just pull that off here. Right, so we want to test this and chrono it. So we're going to gas up the mag that come with it. Squirt a little bit of gas in here. What I have found running VFCs is, although I run everything on propane, and I'm sure a lot of VFC users out there also run propane, I just seem to think that the VFCs run better on green gas. I haven't tested that yet, so don't get quoting me on that, but it's just something that I was thinking about the other day, because they seem to run really well on green gas, and sometimes they can be a bit iffy on propane. So see if we can spin that metal clip around to stop it falling out. Can we poke that into the hole? Will it work? Because the one at the back is spun around like this. Might not be the case. It's a shame. I hate these little clips that like to fall out all the time. But we'll just have to deal with it. So we'll put the lower back on here. The pin I can push in so far and then it gets stuck. So we're just going to tap that back in place. Right, we've got gas in the mag. We're going to try and fill this up with BBs using a little adapter that I'm working on. But right, green gas, 0.25 gram BBs, and we're going to give this thing a whirl. So I've put green gas in this mag just to show that this is an unadulterated mag. It's green gas in it. It's not contaminated with propane. Then I have propane in these mags just to give it a quick whirl as well. So we're going to whack this in. Goes in nice and easy. Again, the bolt is lethargic, but we'll see how it does. Let's roll it forward. Do any BBs fall out the barrel? No, that's a good sign. And we are a tad hot on this one. We are 1.686 joules. 1.5, 1.5, 1.46, 1.57, 1.47, 1.55, 1.45, 1.37, 1.506. So it was dancing all around there. Can we get the shot memo just so I can show you? So it is bouncing around. A lot of the videos you see abroad, they're like showing how consistent this thing is, and we don't always see it here. So, but plenty snappy on semi. Honestly, it feels really, really good. Let's try a bit of auto. So it had an extremely fast rate of fire. It stopped a little bit, like it got a bit stuck, and then it carried on. And one thing I did note as well, again, it must have been 4UAD's video that I was watching, because it was quite a recent video. He said he was having some trouble with the nozzle chewing up this gas route, so I just need to keep an eye on that as well, because we don't want to cause any damage. So we're going to quickly test a PMag and a Stanag on propane, and we'll quickly see what these do. I think especially if the rate of fire is that quick, we could do with a bit more of a heavier buffer spring to slow it down. 1.59, 1.56, 1.52, 1.58, 1.61, 1.6, 1.556, 1.6, 1.55, and 1.58. So what you can actually see there, not the most consistent, but a hell of a lot more consistent compared to the green gas. Funny that, isn't it? People always say, why are you on propane? Well, it tends to be more consistent. There's less additives in that gas. So let's do a quick burst on propane. Bit of gas spit there, but still performed perfectly fine. We're going to try PMag. I do think the PMag looks pretty damn cool in this gun. A little bit harder to push the bolt release down, but we'll just do a couple of chrono shots on this PMag to see if there's any difference. 1.6, 1.68, 1.59, so around about the same. And let's give it a whirl. A little bit more consistent on the PMag, but I really do like it. Now the barrel, what I can tell is the barrel's a bit loose, so it might be we're getting a bit of inconsistency because of that barrel tolerance bouncing around a little bit, and it's that hot in here that I am just absolutely streaming. So apologies. Sweat's rolling down my face. It must be like 30 plus degrees in here. So yeah, green gas, propane. It did spit a bit on this one. I'm not sure why. Maybe it was overfilled compared to the other ones now. But it's so freaking loud. It feels great when you're firing it. It's just, when you're manipulating it, it's just a little bit lethargic, but do like it. I like the ambi charging handles on both sides, so if you're a lefty, it's a very lefty friendly gun because all the controls on the left can be found on the right. And yeah, it's very cool. I wanted something, I know I've branched into a bit of VFC gas blowbacks again in terms of the AR platforms, and to be honest with you, there's not much else out there from VFC in terms of the AR platforms that tickles my fancy. The only thing that really stood out was this, because I like the weird and wonderful. And I've always wanted an APC556, and this is as close as we're going to get. So initial testing looks good. We'll have to wait and see when we put it through the gauntlet and give this thing, put it through its paces. But it's really, to be honest, it's really lightweight. It's very blocky and rigid. I really do like it so far. It's going to be a little bit high on the power, but we should be able to figure that out with an MPass. So those should be back on the website very soon. And yeah, ergonomics are good. Power is good. More consistent on the propane than the green gas, but that usually is what happens. Get the power down, run it. We'll run it in the gauntlet, see what's going on. We'll see how good the hop is. I'll just need to go in and maybe nip up if there's a barrel nut there or something. Just maybe nip that up because it's the only thing on the gun that's loose at the moment. I could actually see it moving while firing, but good rate of fire. And yeah, I'm actually really excited about this and the SPC9. So we'll be taking a look at both in more videos coming up very soon. And yes, it's my second VFC AR that I've not been completely disappointed with. So thanks for tuning in as always. Hope you like the content. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Do you have one? Down in the comments below, let us know. Do you have upgrades or tips and tricks that you've done with yours? Down in the comments below, let the viewers know. Thanks as always. Join the APC223 Discord. The link will be in the description. And as always, from me and Bench, we'll be seeing you in the next one.